Earlier this week, 7 of the living members of the Sylvers reunited on stage at the Rose Theater in Pasadena. Joining me here in studio as we celebrate the past and future of the Sylvers, none other than Leon, Foster, and Ricky Sylvers. My goodness. Thank you. Welcome to the Mo Kelly Show. It is good to see you, gentlemen.
It's great. Thank you. It's great to be here.
How in the hell do you get 9 brothers and sisters to agree on anything, much less music?
I guess so with everybody, any degree of difficulty, the thing is to stay in power and stay in the course, regardless what, because the disagreements aren't forever, but the love of the people are, in the family.
Leon, you may come up with the music and the lyrics, but what type of other input that you have from your brothers and sisters along the way?
Everybody contributes. A good idea is a good idea. And we're all to the point that we understand, and everybody doesn't fool themselves when it comes to a good idea, because everybody understands truthfully that it benefits all.
Foster, I remember you as a young solo musician prior to joining the group. Do I have that story right, that you were doing some work individually?
Well, what happened, we had a song called Misdemeanor in 73.
I remember listening to that song in 73. I was about 4 years old, but I had all of your music. To my untrained ear at the time, and tell me, was this frequent, the comparisons to Michael Jackson? Because I remember hearing that song and thinking like, wow, that was Michael Jackson. To my untrained ear, were the comparisons, and I know there were comparisons to the Jackson family, were they helpful or hurtful back then?
Oh, by all means helpful, and it was an honor to be mentioned in the same breath as the greatest entertainer of all time.
Let's play a little bit right now. Here's Misdemeanor.
She stole my heart, but it's just a misdemeanor. You got to get over it. Loved her from the start. What you gonna do? When I think I'm in love, and I catch my girl doing me wrong. Too bad. It's just enough to set it back in his life. Like when you get your first ticket for illegal parking. But don't you know it's no big deal. She's not for real. But the new appeal, she stole my heart, but it's just a misdemeanor. You got to get over it. Love her from the start. Love her, setbacks, all can come pick up on the back. Love and devotion.
What were people telling you?
You sound like Michael Jackson. I was like, no, I don't.
But remember, there was a comparable age dynamic as well, was there not?
Yeah, I was 9 and a half, almost 10, and Michael's about 14, 15.
Yeah.
What was that like as far as the girls saying your name back then?
I was kind of scared. I was in fear.
Really?
Oh, yes, because I was little. I'm not a big, giant dude. My body was not made like that. So when they start pulling and screaming, they pulled me one time on stage and they grabbed my hair and they pulled my arm this way. My mother came on the stage and started hitting girls' wrists. Some security came up and grabbed me. I was terrified.
What is that fame like? Beyond the fear of the moment.
I didn't want to be a singer. I wanted to play football. Now I want to sing. Now I want to entertain. But I didn't when I was a kid. When I did Misdemeanor, I wanted to play football.
Ricky, let me bring you into this conversation. What was stardom like? Was there any jealousy along the way? Or was it jealousy inevitable?
Well, every family has their little things of, I don't know whether jealousies or what it is, but disagreements or whatever. But Edmund sang most of the lead. And I don't ever remember me and him getting into too much of anything because we were all getting along.
That's almost unheard of in groups in general, especially successful groups, especially groups who've had a lot of talented individuals. They're groups with just one person who can sing. And it is not unusual when that person goes on and does their solo thing. But y'all could sing collectively. It's weird to hear that there wasn't that discord in the group. To a person, you basically said, no, we got along. We may have had some creative differences, but it didn't undermine the group along the way. Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. I think it was, because of how my mother raised us and our father when he was around, because my mother and father separated when we were very young. And we've always had a closeness. I understand what Foss is saying, because when he says about he didn't want to sing, I mean, we were young, and I kind of made him sing because I was the biggest guy. I remember Foster wanted to hit me one time because he wanted to not sing. And I was like, oh, okay, so let's stop today, you know. But now that I look back, I thought, dang, maybe I made everybody sing because I was older. But now that I see we're back together and we're singing, it wasn't a bad idea, because we were always close. Like,
family,
I can't explain
maybe?
it. Yeah. Some families aren't, but we go through disagreements, but we don't let it take it to a point where we can't never be around each other no more. We've never taken it that far or done anything to each other that warrants just non-existence or no more relationship together. We none of that has happened in the family. So
let's be real. Life happens. Kids spill. Pets shed. And accidents are inevitable. Find a sofa that can keep up at WashableSofas.com. Starting at just $699. Our sofas are fully machine washable inside and out, so you can say goodbye to stains and hello to worry-free living. Made with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics. They're kid-proof, pet-friendly, and built for everyday life. Plus, changeable fabric covers let you refresh your sofa whenever you want. Need flexibility? Our modular design lets you rearrange your sofa anytime to fit your space, whether it's a growing family room or a cozy apartment. Plus, they're earth-friendly and trusted by over 200,000 happy customers. It's time to upgrade to a stress-free, mess-proof sofa. Visit WashableSofas.com today and save. That's WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Experience the ultimate coastal lifestyle at Peninsula at Bow Coast, a premier community in historic Beaufort, North Carolina. Phase 2 is nearly sold out, with 4 remaining opportunities starting at $230,869. And Phase 3 is now available with home sites starting at just $288,760. Seize the opportunity to enjoy waterfront views and top-notch amenities, from a vibrant clubhouse and pool to pickleball courts and day dock. Bow Coast has it all. Discover your dream coastal living today. Visit BowCoast.com to learn more. Bow Coast. Live easy. Experience coastal living at its finest at Peninsula at Bow Coast in historic Beaufort, North Carolina. Phase 2 is nearly sold out. Phase 3 is now open, with 17 home sites already sold and pricing starting at just $288,760. Enjoy resort-style amenities, including a pool, clubhouse, pickleball courts, and a community garden. Relax, play, and live beautifully. Contact Bow Coast for a tour today, or learn more at BowCoast.com.
Riley Herbst from 2311 Racing here, and you know what grinds my gears? Waiting for coffee. But instead of counting frappes and lattes, I fire up Chumba Casino. No apps, no fuss, just fun social casino games to pass the time. By the time my coffee's ready,
order for Riley.
I've already taken a few victory laps. Next time you're stuck waiting, make it entertaining. Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I have to look at that as now the Lord and our mother and father. We were close. We just was instilled in family values kind of hard, you know.
If you're just tuning in, my guests are the Sylvers. I'm talking about Leon Sylvers, Ricky Sylvers, Foster Sylvers. Yes, those Sylvers. Not only are they legendary in their own right, they're back together. So keep it right here. I have more with the Sylvers. We're going to do this the whole hour. This is the Mo Kelly Show, KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk. Now, Michael Shapay has the news.
The attorney for President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, says Kushner used a private email account to communicate with colleagues at the White House. A lawyer says Kushner sent or responded to fewer than 100 emails from White House
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk. This is the Mo Kelly Show. If you're just tuning in, I'm speaking to three of the members of the magical music group, the Sylvers, Leon Sylvers, Ricky Sylvers, and Foster Sylvers. My older sister and I, we still have the LP vinyl at home. We could have brought it today, but I couldn't get to her quick enough because she wanted y'all to sign it. But that's the indelible mark that you've left on many people's lives. I remember the type of choreography, the sophistication. You're talking about 9 people having all sorts of roles and regiments as far as these dance steps. Who wants to walk me through some of the type of routines that you had to put together as best you can describe them? Leon, go ahead.
It was a combination of high-quality choreographers at one point, because we were schooled and choreographed by Jaime Rogers back in the day and Charlie Atkins, who was famed. He did work with the Temps and everybody. So we still use some of Jaime's and especially Charlie Atkins' moves in our show. For instance, Boogie Fever, there's a step we do at the beginning that looks great. And we did that even last night, and that was 40 years ago. But I think we combined, as we grew, we would take the best out of the choreographers and then put our own thing in between. So we learned how to, and it was everybody's ideas. Like Ricky had great ideas back in the day, and still today. Most him and Foster's ideas were in the show. Ideas to how you go into the next. What song? I had another lineup, and then when I got with Foster and Ricky, it changed because it was better ideas, putting Boogie Fever at the beginning because I was going to put it kind of close.
In terms of like the set list and order of performance?
Yes, the order of the songs and how it paces. They had great ideas on the pacing of the show and Foster, now that he's beginning to, because back in the day, Foster had a personality at 10 years old that wasn't scared of people. We were doing a show in Hawaii, and everything went out.
You remember it like it was yesterday, don't you?
Everything went out, the sound and the lights. And Foster had the mic. And I was like, and he was only 10 or 11.
Unfazed.
And what he did was he turned to me and said, "What do I do?" I just said, "Say anything. They love you." Because his mic was working and nobody else's was. And I was fixing something with the bass, and Foster did, "Oh, okay." And all of a sudden I heard him say, "How's everybody feeling out there?" And everybody boo, because it was, and I was like, "Wow, this is a hard cry." And Foster said, "Yeah, I know. We're here, and the sound went out, everything stopped. I miss my wife and kids at home," and everybody started laughing
because he's 10 years old.
And it was like, and then he turned around to me and did like this. Like,
he gave the okay sign.
Yeah, I was floored because I'd never seen that. It was a real thing. I would have been terrified. I would have put the mic down and walked in the back, But he embraced it, and not only embraced it, but handled it thoroughly and turned boos to laughter.
That goes back to the whole comparison to the Jacksons, where you had seemingly the youngest person out front and being able to command the stage. Leon, you mentioned ideas and inspiration, and we have a person in common. And I didn't say this before our conversation. Before I was doing radio, I was working in the music industry and also writing on the side, and I did a piece for the LA Times. That's not important. What was important was that it caught the eye of a certain individual. And he called me and said, "Mo, you need to stop working in the music industry and pursue something more substantive, like your writing." That person was Dick Griffey.
Wow.
Dick Griffey, for listeners, was the creator of the Sound of Los Angeles Records, Solar Records, very instrumental in the growth of Soul Train, along with Don Cornelius, and also, for those who don't know, helped start Death Row Records financially. That's my story about Dick Griffey as far as changing the direction of my life and career. What's his connection to you?
When Dick really got into the Sylvers after we were on something called the Soul Train Show. It was a tour with Dick Griffey and Don Cornelius. Dick was the promoter. And we were in that show along with other artists that was on Soul Train. And Dick stayed back. He came out and was backstage every time on our show on one number. And I would look and see him, and I said, "Dang, why is Dick standing right there?" And then when I walked off stage, I stayed behind. And Dick said, "Yeah, that move you do on Are You My Woman? That's a bad move right there. That's a bad move."
And Dick was a physically big and imposing figure.
Yeah, he was kind of intimidating.
Yes.
To most people, but to me, I kind of got along with him because he reminded me of a friend I had in school, in Markham Junior High School, named Donald Griffin. Had the same kind of personality, but we were friends. It was just like he looked intimidating and probably was to the wrong people, or the right people, whatever the case may be. But he, for some reason, loved this move that we did. I think Edmund made it up on Are You My Woman, and he remembered that all the way till I started doing production with him on Shalimar. He brought it up again. So I was like, wow, certain things can bring people together,
As we go to this break, you mentioned Shalimar. Here's a little Shalimar to jog your memory. This is the Mo Kelly Show. I have the Sylvers in studio. Yes, the Sylvers, Leon Sylvers and Foster Sylvers. We're walking down memory lane. The Sylvers are back and back together and performing. This is the Mo Kelly Show, KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk. Now Michael Chappé has the news.
Authorities in Ontario say a 65-year-old man has been killed after a tunnel he was digging in his backyard collapsed.
So if you want to rap, feel free. And if you're so unsure of what to
do. Let's be real. Life happens. Kids spill. Pets shed. And accidents are inevitable. Find a sofa that can keep up at washablesofas.com. Starting at just $699. Our sofas are fully machine washable inside and out, so you can say goodbye to stains and hello to worry-free living. Made with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics, they're kid-proof, pet-friendly, and built for everyday life. Plus, changeable fabric covers let you refresh your sofa whenever you want. Need flexibility? Our modular design lets you rearrange your sofa anytime to fit your space, whether it's a growing family room or a cozy apartment. Plus, they're earth-friendly and trusted by over 200,000 happy customers. It's time to upgrade to a stress-free, mess-proof sofa. Visit washablesofas.com today and save. That's washablesofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Experience the ultimate coastal lifestyle at Peninsula at Bow Coast, a premier community in historic Beaufort, North Carolina. Phase 2 is nearly sold out with 4 remaining opportunities starting at $230,869. And Phase 3 is now available with home sites starting at just $288,760. Seize the opportunity to enjoy waterfront views and top-notch amenities, from a vibrant clubhouse and pool to pickleball courts and day dock. Bow Coast has it all. Discover your dream coastal living today. Visit bowcoast.com to learn more. Bow Coast. Live easy. Experience coastal living at its finest at Peninsula at Bow Coast in historic Beaufort, North Carolina. Phase 2 is nearly sold out. Phase 3 is now open with 17 home sites already sold and pricing starting at just $288,760. Enjoy resort-style amenities including a pool, clubhouse, pickleball courts, and a community garden. Relax, play, and live beautifully. Contact Bow Coast for a tour today or learn more at bowcoast.com.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Don't give up the good life. You know that you're much too young to be that one. Don't give up the good
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk. I hope you've been enjoying this extensive conversation about the musical history of Los Angeles with three members of the Sylvers, Leon Sylvers, Ricky Sylvers, and Foster Sylvers. And Ricky, let me come to you. I know your family was from Memphis. What brought them to Los Angeles? Come on, Leon. You're shaking your head like you know the answer to this one.
Well, I actually don't know, but I remember coming to Los Angeles.
Oh, you do remember?
I was 3 years old, and we took a train. This was back in 55 or 56. And we came to Los Angeles, and I remember the trip. I don't remember why, but I do remember the trip coming to Los Angeles. It had something to do with, I think, my father getting a good job at Nassau. First it was Nassau, then a printing thing. Somebody paid him a lot of money because he was a printer back then, and he knew a lot about music harmonies for some reason, because he had friends like Levi Stubbs of the Four Tops, Ike Turner, and Ray Charles came to our house. I didn't know who they were or who he was. I just remember, I didn't know Ray was blind at the time because I was only about 6 or 7. I remember he took his shoes off and I saw his feet, and I was, who is this man putting his dirty feet on our floor? I didn't know who he was. I just hated that I saw his feet on the floor. It was Ray Charles.
When did you put two and two together? Was it obviously many years later, or did someone explain it to you a little later on?
Well, obviously, I think my mother explained. I never said anything to them. I never showed any anger or nothing. I just, in my mind and spirit, I was a kid. I just didn't know who he was. I just knew, and as time grew, I saw him on TV. And then it clicked. And ironically, I was into the Motown sound, writing and everything, and I was working with them with harmonies before my father got to us. And ironically, Ray Charles took us on the road with him.
You toured with the Ray Charles?
Yes, in Viareggio, Italy. We were called the Little Angels.
Before you became the Sylvers?
Yes.
My baby with someone new. She sure looked happy, and I'm so blue. She was my baby till he stepped in. Goodbye to romance that might have been. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bye-bye love. Well, bye-bye happiness. What you say? Hello loneliness. I think I'm gonna cry.
You toured with the Ray Charles?
Yeah, he wanted us to open up his show.
But not just him. Danny Thomas show. On the Groucho Marx show, Groucho was holding me at 18 months.
The Groucho Marx?
Yeah, and they were singing, and my mother and father were on there playing You Bet Your Life.
Groucho, our next guests are Leon and Shirley Sylvers. So folks, come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and take home an extra $100. You're married, huh?
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
Well, I've been married 8 years.
And you, how long you been married?
Well, I've been married 8 years and about 4.
You got a Frank Sinatra story too?
Well, yeah.
He walked by us at the inauguration for Nixon. We performed, and old Blue Eyes walked by and said, "Tempos, tempos."
Keep it up, tempo.
He said. Yeah, he said tempos, tempos when he was walking by. That was it.
We did the Super Night at the Super Bowl in the 70s. And Jonathan was standing there, me and Jonathan and a couple other people, and Don Rickles walks in and he goes, "Great kids, great talented kids," and he slapped my brother James softly on the back of his neck. It was like, "Great kids." And as Don walked by, Jonathan slapped him in the back of his neck. "Good comedian, good comedian." And he turned around and he started laughing. Oh, yeah, great. It was funny.
That's why we have this on the Mo Kelly Show. We got a Don Rickles, Old Blue Eyes, and Ray Charles stories in all of 40 seconds. You're not going to get that anywhere else.
I watched you showed me that Suge Knight and Death Row Records video that they had.
Yes.
Where Tupac was on the cover, Snoop Dogg and Suge. It was a black cover. And Virgil Roberts in that video stated that at that year when Shalimar hit, Lakeside, the Whispers, all of them hit. I think the Whispers hit twice in that year. Leon made Dick Griffey and the company of Solar Records $40 million in 1 year. That was a record for a black man making that much money for a black company.
$40 million.
$40 million in 1 year. He got a building back then. Leon actually made history at that time. Shortly after that, the NBA prices went up, and Michael Jackson got the $100 million deal, not close after that, not far after that. Janet got about 30. So actually what Leon did was open the door to these mega companies going, black man can make us this kind of money. And it's never been, it hasn't turned around since.
For those who may not know or remember, there was a time in America where it wasn't clear that black music, quote unquote, would sell in the non-black communities with our pictures on the album covers and everything.
Well, Lee made history.
Oh, wow.
And it's awesome.
See, that's why we have these conversations here on the Mo Kelly Show. I have to go to another news break just as it's getting good. This is the Mo Kelly Show. The Sylvers are my guests in studio. Ricky Sylvers, Leon Sylvers, and Foster Sylvers. 9 members originally. Some have left us, but the remaining members have gotten back together and most recently performed in Pasadena. And it is beautiful to be able to have all of you here in the studio. This is the Mo Kelly Show, KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk. Now the news with Michael Chappé.
Authorities say that they have shut down a prostitution ring out of the Compton area that apparently involves some children. Several people have been booked on felony charges tied to sex trafficking.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk. This is the Mo Kelly Show, and I'm just blown away sitting with 3 members of the Sylvers, Ricky Sylvers, Leon Sylvers, Foster Sylvers. You know the music, but I bet you didn't know these stories. They've recently come back together and performed. Leon, what was that like, having that hiatus? You've gone in your different directions musically, personally, to come back together and get back on stage. I believe 7 members of your family performed. What was that like?
Well, it was great. It was, for me, it was, because I've always been like behind the scenes. I've been more interested in seeing how things work behind the scenes, with songwriting, production, how to make a record and that kind of thing. So I knew what Foster's performance thing was because back when he was young, as I mentioned earlier in the show, he all the lights went out, sound, and he handled himself on the stage and brought booze to laughter. And he was 10, 11 years old. He did that last night when they tried, and this was my brother Ricky was what told me, what we were going to say earlier. And they had the sound low again after we did an extensive sound check, and they had the sound too low, and we started our movements in the show, and Foster stopped. And no, stop it. Let's stop the music. Let's start all over. Bring the sound up in a commanding type voice, and that was a changing point of the show, and his personality right then, the no fear of just to get everything right and all that. His leadership as a lead performer came through again, and that's what Ricky meant when he said he did it then and he does it now. Right. But yet he knows how to listen at the same time. And that's where I think our family thing comes from. We can let each other be who they are, and at the same time do what we know how to do best and not get in each other's lane.
As my time is growing short with you gentlemen, Ricky, I want to come to you because I see you nodding your head as your brother was reading chapter and verse what that performance was like for you as a family, a collective. What did it do for you personally, though, being back on stage?
Man, you know, I thought I was going to a show to do a concert. The Sylvers, we're back, and da-da-da-da, you know, all that, all the hoopla or whatever. I thought, we get up there and do, and then I was backstage sitting down, and all my relatives, all the kids start coming in, my nephews and nieces.
The newer generations.
And right, and the family members and people I haven't seen in years.
Oh, I forgot. They haven't seen you in that capacity.
Right.
Ah.
And so I'm thinking I'm going out here.
They've heard of it.
Right.
They've heard the music, but they haven't
never
seen it.
They never seen it. And I was all hyped up because I know we've been rehearsing with the mics and rehearsing the right way for so long. And I'm like, we're going to do a show. And then my kids came in. And I forgot about the show totally. It was like, oh, wow, okay, this has turned into something else. While I'm thinking something of a stage, it was more like a family reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And not only that, I'm quite sure it was a musical lesson because, let me just say this, because kids today don't know what singing is. They don't know what real performances are. You have people who walk from one side of the stage to the other and yell at the audience, but don't know how to perform. That's just me. Am I wrong, Foster? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong at all. I'm sitting here teary-eyed right now.
Yes.
Because, oh my goodness. Me and my sister Pat and Angie, we did a performance back in 2009 for the Taste of Soul. And it came out pretty good because I was terrified. But the Lord said, go. He said, don't think about it, just go.
Even now, you can have a bit of stage fright.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, something's wrong.
No.
I mean, I wasn't nervous or scared.
Anxious, maybe.
Yeah, I just wanted to get out there and do it. But the thing is it was a dream come true. I've gotten out of the way of my own mind daily. You know, I'm trying to do my best, and I still mess up and stuff. You know, I don't get it right all the time, but I'm working on myself. And the Lord said, just go be a servant. I don't care what you go through. I don't care how bad it looks or seems. Stay the course.
Do you know where you're going to? Do you like?
How are you? This is Foster.
This is Leon. Sorry you weren't here.
Hi, Marie. This is Ricky.
Send us the album and we'll sign it.
Okay, I'll make that happen.
Okay.
I will make that happen.
Do you get what you're hoping for when you look behind you? There's no open door.
This is the Mo Kelly Show. Thank you so much for coming in, guys. KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk.